Let's all feel the love this Valentine's week, with the most love going to those who hate all of us. All of those who kept us locked down, locked out, and locked up. I picked just a handful of the many who could have been deemed unworthy. So who made the cut? Let me explain. Good Valentine's week to all you lovers of freedom. Unfortunately, today's all about those who don't want you to celebrate your love. Now, I realize I'll have to, at some point, make a second and third edition to the very, very long list of those who showed us all the hate, which they all call love and caring, throughout the past 2 years. But for now, just know that they love to follow the science.
Here's the science is saying now that masks work, masks make a difference, and there's a relationship.
Are you afraid, though, that some states and cities are moving too quickly to loosen indoor mask mandates?
Well, you know, it's I committed that I would follow the science as put forward by the CDC and the federal people, and I think it's probably premature, but it's a tough call.
And know that Joe loves you, but only you as a collective, so not really at all.
Well, look, I love how people talk about personal freedom. If you're exercising personal freedom puts someone else in jeopardy, their health in jeopardy. I don't consider that dealing with freedom. It's about moving in a direction you know is likely to diminish the prospects that this virus continues to spread. And so I think people should get the shots. We know the shots work. We know they work for the variants that are available or that we are dealing with now. We know we have so many more tools at our disposal to prevent death and prevent serious illness. And I just think they should be careful. And if they're not careful for themselves, at least think of their children. Think of their families.
Yes, please do think of the children and how they are muzzled for 8 hours a day, and how they are segregated at school if they want personal freedom to not be muzzled, and how they have record high depression, anxiety, and suicide attempts, and how they have lost more than a year of education which already wasn't good to begin with. But please, tell me more.
I am in favor of an off-ramp on masks.
Right.
The real issue becomes, is the spread low enough so that there's no dissemination or transmission in schools? And it's not the teachers transmitting to kids. It's more kids and kids, particularly in elementary schools right now.
Which, makes sense as to why the children must be muzzled and the adults get to smile for the camera. Check out last week's video about Stacey Abrams if you want to witness full-blown hypocrisy like no other. That brings us to today's question. How long will the kids be the pawns in this game of science? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you could share this video, then we can get thoughts from all over the country, and we can get comments about this lady, a lover of her own chatter.
My purpose right now is just to win that election. It's to win that election. Nothing less is at stake than our democracy.
And Nancy loves you so much that everything is about her. That's just how much love she has. But it's also about you, but her.
Very important in all that is what it means personally to the American people, to their kitchen table issues, whether they're going to be able to pay for food, for medicine, for rent, children's education, and the rest. So our focus that unifies our Democrats, you talked about what may have divided a few of them, what unifies us is the empathy that we have for America's working families and the priority of meeting their needs. Lower cost, bigger paychecks, lower taxes, all paid for by making everyone pay their fair share with a great president.
Buzzwords. All she goes on are buzzwords. She doesn't believe it for one iota, but buzzwords are repeatable. So yes, the kitchen table, and in her case, that kitchen table, probably made of gold, make sure to match the $24,000 for each of her double fridge and freezers that are chock full of bougie ice creams.
I don't know what I would have done if ice cream were not invented. I just wonder.
So much love. Then you have another lady along the same lines as Nancy, but with even more love. with herself. You know who it is.
You know?
We know. And we most certainly know that all of that Russian collusion indictment that Hillary threw around, and by threw I mean she continues to this day, until now. A new report by special counsel John Durham states that a technology company was paid by the 2016 Hillary Clinton presidential campaign to infiltrate the internet servers that belonged to Trump Tower and then the White House. And all of it helped to fabricate the entire Trump-Russian collusion. John Durham for Person of the Year 2022. But there's more. News came out that Joe Biden's campaign, the current president, Joe Biden, his campaign also hired the same tech firm, Neustar Information Services. Aboom shani nani. Now, I don't blame you if you are just learning about this now because most of the mainstream news couldn't be bothered to report on such journalism. Just to demonstrate so very easily how bad the media is, look at CNN's top page for Monday, the first weekday back after finding out about this bombshell report. There's Russian news on there, but it's about that figure skater, so nope, nada. And MSNBC had it nowhere on their website. And I mean nowhere, but they did report twice on what Fox News is reporting. No shock there.
I am shooketh.
For their part, Fox ran it all day and night because the Hillary discussed bleeds, so naturally it leads. Meanwhile, Hillary decided to show the love with a 1970s photo of her and Billy. Back when times were simpler, he wasn't stooping the interns and emails weren't even a thing. Speaking of emails, Hillary wants you to know that for only $30 and your soul, you too can have a hat that says, but her emails. That's another one that didn't age well. And neither did all the tweets, comments, accusations about masking up at all times, except of course because hypocrite's gonna hypocrite. Insert all of the celebrities at the Super Bowl who care so much about all of us that they pulled their masks off and showed who they really are. Oh yeah. They love you so much. They did that for you. I didn't see Whoopi at the Super Bowl, but it's probably because she was prepping for her grand return to The View. Sorry, that was Whoopi's return a few years ago from having pneumonia. In 2022, when you make racist comments, you just return from a suspension with a little less oomph, but you still have to provide commentary that no one wants.
This is what we've been hired to do. And it's not always pretty, as I said, and it's not always as other people would like to hear. But it is an honor to sit at this table and be able to have these conversations because they're important. They're important to us as a nation and to us more so as a human entity.
What a Karen. You must remember that Karen Elaine Johnson did threaten to quit The View, but quitters wouldn't even take her. To note on that clip, you could so tell Whoopi wanted to say human race, and she just couldn't do it. So roses are red, violets are blue, and many on the left still hate me and you. But for what it's worth, I think you're pretty all right. Now, if you want to show your love and support, please consider sharing this video with all of those you love too. And don't forget to really give an F with your faith, your family, and your friends. Until next time, let's go Brandon, and stay healthy, America.